Welcome to the Kane and Day Show. I'm your host, Kane. You can find me at Twitter at Killing Kane and YouTube at Killing Kane. Kick it over to Day, and we'll get underway.
Yeah, my name's Day. You can find me on Twitter at Realdaygaming1. YouTube and TikTok is Realdaygaming. And follow the show on Twitter, The Kane and Day Show.
Better do it. You better do it.
Should.
All right, it's football season.
It is.
Starts on the 8th. We're going to do our preseason predictions today. And we're going to kind of just go through each division, kind of say where we think they'll be ranked. Give a little snippets here and there, but let's get underway. First, let's start with the AFC East, where we have the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and the New York Football Jets. So I mean, fourth place. Let's just keep it how it is. It's gonna be the Jets. Did you say Miami?
I hate Tua. I think he's garbage.
Dude, the Jets are worse though.
Not with Zach Wilson at quarterback, let me tell you.
Oh, good old Milf
No, they
Hunter
had a
himself.
nice draft. They had a nice draft.
You just put a bunch of milfs in the States. You go ball out.
Hey, you know what? He should just play like they're all out there.
Yeah.
He'll be on fire, literally.
I really think that the Jets get last. Miami does come in third.
I just don't. I have a grudge against Tua.
That's fine, but the Jets, yeah, they had a decent draft and all, but the one bright spot is Miami kind of spent some money this offseason on some people. They got Tyreek.
They did get Tyreek.
So,
I don't think it's going to be a difference. If the quarterback can't get the ball to him.
We will see. Then you have the Patriots, who let everybody good on their defense walk.
They'll still be fine against everybody except for Josh Allen, but it didn't matter last year.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to come in second. They really didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
This offseason. And number one, my personal favorite this year in the league would be the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I think they have a really strong chance to win it all. Or at least make it.
They re-signed Stephon Diggs to a 4-year deal. You got Josh Allen coming off one of his best seasons yet. They won out. They drafted some running back depth, which they very, very much needed. Because Devin Singletary, let's be honest, is not the greatest, but he gets you what you need. They got James Cook. I saw people taking him in fantasy drafts, so maybe there's something they know and I don't. But
it's Dalvin's brother, so
yeah, you're hoping that he's as good.
Did you? He was pretty good at Georgia.
Yeah, and so, but the big piece for them, I think, this offseason signing was getting Von Miller.
Yeah, that's a big leader to have.
Yeah, he's been on 2 championship teams. And, like, dude just knows, I thought Von Miller was on the decline. In all honesty, I thought he was on the decline. Came out, balled out last year with the Rams, and won himself another ring. So, Von Miller's making a strong case for him after he's done, but this Bills team is scary good.
So, anyone you think is on a decline, just hammer them to have a great season.
What I do.
That's what I heard out of that.
I guess. But so I guess we're kind of torn between third and fourth in this division.
No, it's gonna be the Jets. All right,
good.
I just like to have fun with Tua because I don't like him.
That's fair.
I think he's a horrible quarterback. But they do have a better team than the Jets do. Although I do think Zach Wilson does have a decent sophomore year.
So this is where it gets interesting for the AFC North. It's basically a battle between Joe Burrow and Lamar.
Who's a running back?
Yeah. Joe Burrow is like I think that
Yes.
I think that the Bengals are the second best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I think that at least I guess we're getting ahead, but like I think they have also a very very strong chance to make it back.
So let's see who's all in here. You have so in last place, I think it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're like
Mitch Trubisky is down there, and it's
George.
not
The
good.
like their bright spot is going to be George Pickens this year.
And Kenny Two Gloves.
Yeah, they're like George Pickens has a really strong case to win Rookie of the Year this year,
Yeah.
and a really strong receiver class. Um, but they drafted a quarterback at 20 who's not ready to play yet, and
Well,
that's
I didn't like Pickens either.
uh,
It's not a very good
you mean
school. Him
Pickett?
and Ritter. It's a Pickett.
Yeah, it's Kenny
Whatever.
Pickett.
Kenny
Um,
Two Gloves.
so yeah, I mean, you drafted a quarterback in the first round, and most of the time you would think, hey, this guy's gonna start, but you have Mitch Trubisky start or trudging
And
out
Mason
there
Rudolph.
week one. I mean, and apparently Mason Rudolph has some draft gain or not draft gain, trade gain.
Yeah, I have no idea
His
where that
name's
came
getting
from.
thrown out there, and I'm shocked because he's not
It
good.
can't be higher than a fourth round pick.
I mean,
It can't be.
hey, you can trade him for Myles Garrett's helmet.
Wow. At least when Brock Osweiler got that massive contract from the Texans, at least the season with the Broncos was great.
Yeah, of course.
Mason
But-
Rudolph, he couldn't even beat the Lions.
No,
They tied.
In third place, this is where it gets a little tricky, right? Because Deshaun Watson is suspended until week 11. And I don't know how many games Cleveland can win. No Baker, who was a good quarterback. And
Debatable.
no Deshaun Watson when you have, what's his name? Jacoby Brissett and
Yeah, that guy's been everywhere.
who's the other guy they're throwing out there?
Case Keenum.
Yeah, you have two guys that you're kind of hoping hold you over till Watson comes back from his suspension.
Oh no, I lied. It's Joshua Dobbs and Kellen
Oh.
Mond.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, that was stats from last year.
Um,
Yeah, that's it. Brissett didn't do bad in Indy.
no, he didn't do bad at all.
He actually didn't do bad. They have the weapons around him with Amari Cooper, which is hysterical to me.
I
Donovan Peoples-Jones shot out to Michigan one time.
Yeah.
They have a decent core.
mean, they
And
re-signed
who are they
David
got?
Njoku, who's been decent, and he just has to learn how to catch the ball all the time. They got Jadeveon Clowney back for a year, so pair him up with Myles Garrett. That's amazing. They're two great,
Yeah, Chase Benovich too.
DNs.
Edge.
Denzel Ward, probably their second brightest spot on their defense.
Yeah.
Got a big extension, but I really think Cleveland comes in third. And hey, it might not have happened if Baker was still there. Just saying. They could have got second because there's no way they're getting first.
No.
There's no way. The next team is, of course, Baltimore in second. They traded away his best receiver besides Mark Andrews. So, don't know what they're doing there. You got Gus Edwards and the other running back, I think J.K. Dobbins, coming back from injury.
Yeah.
You had both those guys coming back who also showed that they're both really good. But again, how much can Lamar do in the pocket? That's
Nothing.
my big thing. How good can your line get him to throw the ball? Because you can't just throw to Mark Andrews anymore. It's not how it's going to work.
No, it's not. It's not going to be good for them.
And then you're going to go to the best team in the AFC North, the Cincinnati Bengals, who I said earlier, second best team in the AFC. Hands down. Joe Burr. That's right, Joey Burr.
It's nasty.
Do I see him being better than Josh Allen at some point? Maybe. Because I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the AFC.
I think Josh Allen's more versatile than Burrow because he can run.
Right. And it's
Burrow's
like,
going to sling.
it's
Burrow's going to
no-
be like Stafford.
It's no knock on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has been very good. He just like Josh Allen is a semi truck. In all honesty, when the dude runs, I've seen him throw his shoulder into dudes and truck them.
Yeah,
The guy jumps over people like he's on a springboard. He's everything you want in a quarterback, and that Bills team got real lucky when they got him. Good old Wyoming boy.
Yeah, I talked a lot of shit about him too.
Yeah. How does that make you feel now?
It's fine.
I mean,
I said the same stuff about Carson Wentz too.
yeah, Carson, though, fell off. It's true, he did.
It one good year.
But
1.5.
Josh Allen has been very good since he got in the league, and I think he's the best overall product you can throw at quarterback. He's fast.
Well, yeah.
Smart. He can stay in the pocket. He can throw the deep ball. He can throw the mid ball. He can throw the little dump pass,
Well, yeah, like Mahomes, is still a great quarterback. Let's not get that twisted.
But here's the only thing, right, is Mahomes, I feel like, can only truly succeed when he throws a semi-deep ball. That's all he's got. It's because he had speedsters. He hasn't had guys besides, like, Travis Kelce being super technical on their routes. But
no, I think Mahomes can do it all. It's just right now, Josh Allen is the more versatile. He's gonna run him over.
Such a peak athlete.
Something like that. No, Mac Jones is peak male athlete right there.
Oh wait.
Picture from him after the national championship game with a cigar.
Not
that's peak right there.
Man, that's true. This this next division is gonna be really bad. AFC South, it's going to be terrible.
If Tennessee doesn't win every single division game, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, Malik Willis is gonna start for them at some point this year.
No, he's not.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, I don't like him either.
I know you don't like him, but hey,
I think he's not good. He went to Liberty.
I think Texans, 4th place team.
I'll be shocked if they win more than 4.
Yeah.
Jacksonville would be one of them.
Yeah, you hope the hype.
They play the Bears. That's a win.
You hope the hype around Trevor Lawrence is real.
I think it is. I think with a full offseason without Urban Meyer being a moron.
Let's also be honest, right? Let's look at this. The Jags made a lot of signings.
They did make a lot of moves, but they did lose DJ Shark.
Yeah, they lost Shark, but they also got Christian Kirk.
That's a big receiver.
Well, Christian Kirk's big. He's
Yeah.
really tall. He's got some speed under him. If he can, $80 million worth hands, let's hope to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the move, but, you just got to get Trevor some things, and you got Travis Etienne coming back off injury.
I am so high on him.
Everybody is.
That's why I took him 3rd in my draft.
But you just hope, because they actually went out, they got him an O-line. They got him receivers. I'm pretty sure they got a guy on defense, too. I can actually look right here, actually. Well, so they went out. They got Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. I don't know if Treadwell is on the team anymore after cuts. They have Evan Ingram, Cam Robinson, Brandon Sheriff. They went out and signed a lot of offensive pieces. Didn't really do much on the defensive end, but they're fine. But
a small market team. They made a lot of moves.
I do think that they come in 3rd because, you have two teams ahead of them that are still pretty well established. I look at Indianapolis now.
Matty Ice.
You got Matty Ice. He's
so much better than Carson Wentz.
He is. Look at those years Atlanta was so dominant. It's all because of Matt Ryan. He had Julio.
Matt Ryan with a good running back.
Right. He had good running backs. He had Julio Jones. It was a match made in heaven. Now you're going to a team that's got T.Y. Hilton. You have
If he can stay healthy.
if he can stay healthy, he's so great. And then you have
He's
just
not a Julio, but
they have a lot of pieces on that team that can make them really good. I mean, they've got speedsters. They have dudes that can burn down the field and torch, DBs and stuff like that. So, second place team has to be the Colts. I don't think anybody's beating Derrick Henry.
but Jonathan Taylor.
I don't think anybody's beating Derrick Henry.
I just,
I understand
it's
that
gonna
the
be that's gonna be a
hey. I know
now.
that they have fucking Jonathan Taylor, but what does Tennessee have? They have a decent defense and Derrick Henry. That's what's happening. Can defenses?
What comes down for me is Ryan Tannehill is not as good as Matt Ryan.
No,
I don't care how old Matt Ryan is.
No, but we'll see how well the Colts defense really is this year. That's the big question mark for me. Is their defense going to be as good as it's been? That's the big thing. And Derrick Henry, not a lot. Jonathan Taylor had a fantastic season last year, right? Still not better than Derrick Henry.
And he missed 7 games.
Derrick Henry is the best running back
5.
in the league.
And he fell to me at 6.
He's the best. And the second best is probably CMC.
When he's healthy.
Yes. But
he's played 4 games.
All-purpose rushing yards. Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs I have ever seen. He's a freight train and is fast as all hell.
Yeah, he's so strong.
So I saw this thing about the Heisman House, right? And these people were talking and da-da-da-da-da. Tim Tebow didn't believe that Derrick Henry was 2-something. Weighed him. The motherfucker weighs 280.
Yeah.
Or more. Almost 300 pounds, and he's a running back. That's insane. That's why I say, out of all these teams in the AFC South, who can beat Derrick Henry the most? Because Derrick Henry, usually in division games, runs for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Oh, it's great.
Almost every division game, he decides that he's going to put everybody on his back and just carry the team to victory. And he does that on a weekly basis, to why he's been the 2-3 time best running back in the league 3 years in a row, basically.
Yeah, it's been something like that.
I mean, you just look at when he got in the league. He wasn't great when he got here. Wasn't great. And then something clicked and he became the best overnight. It was insane.
Like Vrabel.
Insane. Vrabel's a great head coach.
Oh, yeah, he is.
That's why they just have the best coaching staff too. That's why they're gonna win the division.
I think that's what Lion fans are hoping with Dan Campbell's. Be like Mike Vrabel.
Oh, when we get to the NFC North, I love Dan Campbell. Love the guy.
I didn't mean to jump ahead. I'm just making comparisons with
right.
They have very similar styles where they're both former players, and they just
emotions.
They will run their head into a brick wall for you.
Emotions.
Yeah.
They're emotional.
They're passionate.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
They show their passion with their actions, if that makes sense.
Right. So, this next division is where it gets super difficult. Because all of these teams can literally almost have the exact same record.
I hope not.
So, in 4th place this year for the AFC West.
Oakland.
You're wrong.
Not wrong. That'll be Denver.
I think it will be Kansas City.
No shot.
Absolutely
no shot.
They added Juju. You can't. You're not replacing Tyreek with Juju or Scantlin. You're not. You still have Mecole Hardman. Again, doesn't have the greatest hands. You have Travis Kelce. Yes, he set records last year. He's doing awesome, but he's also getting up there in age, just like Gronk, right? Gronk started to slow down really fast as, like, you know, that last dominant season he had in New England. He really slowed down. I think this is Travis Kelce's, like, last year of being good, just because of his age. And he's not going to want to get beat up much more going over the middle and getting that safety hit.
Well,
But I just don't think that, like, I don't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is good. I do not think he's the guy
good
they
catching out of the
drafted.
backfield.
I don't think he's as good as the guy they wanted to draft. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think they're using him in the right scenarios.
I mean, they're probably not. Look at how they used Kareem Hunt when they had him. They was bold. That's how you need to run your offense with him.
Yeah.
He's a pass-catching guy who can run. And
Yeah, once we get him in space, it was great because I had him on my fantasy team last year. When he played before he got hurt initially, he was great.
that's another thing, too.
About
He
6,
can't
7 catches a game.
He can't stay healthy, and that's my big thing with Juju this year, right? Is can Juju stay healthy all year long? Because I think Mercedes Scantlin, the guy they got, or MVS, right? They got from, or they signed him in the
Valdez
offseason.
Scantling.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine because it's not really that much of a transition, right? You went from Aaron Rodgers to Patrick Mahomes. They're kind of the same guy.
Yeah, they have also a similar play style, but
Exactly.
Mahomes plays a little quicker because he's a little faster.
But
than
also in that
Rodgers.
division, you got to look at every team's defense because they're all good, man. I that's another thing. I don't think the Chiefs' defense got really that much better in the offseason. They didn't do a lot to really perpetuate them into a winning scenario. I think Denver gets third.
Well, see, the last thing I have on the Chiefs is they had all winter or all summer to figure out how to beat that two-man cover two that every single team used against them last year, where they just dumped it down, go 5-6 yards at a time. They had all offseason to figure out how to beat that because they're probably gonna see it again this
Yeah.
year.
I just
And if they can beat that, they will outscore everybody, and it doesn't matter.
I just don't think they will without Tyreek because you always had that. Tyreek was your safety, right? He was your safety cushion. You throw the ball fucking 40 yards down the field, Tyreek's catching it.
Yeah.
And now you don't have that. You don't have a guy who's gonna, like, besides McCole Hardman, like, he's fast as shit, but I don't think he's got as good of hands. And that's the big thing. Is your offense is gonna run through Travis Kelce this year. There's no way it does it. It has to. But how long can Travis Kelce's in his mid-30s now? About?
Something like that.
So that's where I'm like, I'm so torn on it. I just don't think that they can get past all of the defensive additions the rest of the AFC made. Or the AFC West, because let's be honest, every single AFC West team got better while the Chiefs basically just stayed the same.
Especially my Chargers.
Yeah, which we'll get to. That's tough. This division's hard to really look at, and I'll give you.
It's like the AL East in baseball. Like, it could go any which way.
I really think it can, because in third place, I do think it's Denver. Yes. They got Russell Wilson to pair with Cortland Sutton and Big Booty Judy. But here's the thing. Their offensive line is still trash. So Russell's going to be running for his life. And again, you went from a division that had probably the best defensive fronts on every single other team to that's what's happening in the AFC West. Because if you look at the NFC West, you had Aaron Donald, another good guy. You had Nick Bosa, whoever their stud is on the other side for San Francisco.
Eric Armstead?
Yeah, and then you had Chandler Jones. The man was on a mission last year.
Yeah, he was.
And guess what?
And J.J. Watt.
Guess what? he's got to see him again for 2 fucking games again this year.
Yep.
Because now he's got to see him with Oakland. And that Oakland
Las
defense
Vegas.
is...
I was being sarcastic earlier.
Yeah, sorry. LA or Las Vegas, the Raiders. I'm out of it today. But the Raiders probably, in my opinion, made the best moves. Because yes, the Chargers got J.C. Jackson. Huge. You re-signed Derwin, which I'm skeptical about.
Huge.
I'm
If
skeptical.
he can stay on the field, it's fine.
That's why I'm skeptical about that. I'm really skeptical. I want the Chargers to be good. Baby Goat is really good. Again, Justin Herbert's probably the 3rd best or 4th best quarterback in the division.
Never. He's the best quarterback in the league. Unbiased Oregon opinion
get that
at
shit out
all.
of here. We're not here to be biased. Get out of here.
Best quarterback in the league.
But I think 1 and 2 is going to be a coin flip between the Raiders and the Chargers. I'm leaning more Raiders because every year Derek Carr's healthy. Doesn't matter who he's got out in for his receivers. Dude consistently puts up 4K yards. Consistently. My one thing that puts them above the Chargers, at least, is they went out and got Devonta Adams for not a whole lot. And they also traded...
Really gave him away.
They got Rock Ya-Sin from the Colts, who's a pretty decent defensive back. Their defense is really young and really fast. And now you have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs. If he's healthy, that Raiders offense is going to be disgusting. You already know what you're getting out of the Chargers offense. It's stayed the same for about 3 years now. You're going to have Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike,
Yeah.
whoever
If
their
Mike Williams
Hunter
can catch the ball.
Yeah. Mike Williams is great.
When he catches the ball.
Yeah, I mean, remember his seasons at Clemson? He was fantastic.
All fun and games until the ball hits you in the hands and you just drop it.
Yeah, but it's such a coin flip on who's going to win the division. It really is.
And an actual unbiased opinion, I do think the Chargers win the division.
That's fair.
Because I just don't know how well. Yeah, there's good players on the Raiders, but can they execute?
Who'd they?
On defense?
Oh yeah, they also got Khalil. That's right.
Yeah.
They also got Khalil Mack.
So it's just defensive execution. If they can do that.
Raiders also did get Chandler Jones, and they signed Max Crosby up for a huge deal. They went out and worked on their defense, same as the Chargers did. It's just I think the Raiders have that edge because you're having a quarterback like who throws consistent 4,000 yards, and now you're pairing him up with, I mean, presumably the number 1 wide receiver in the game.
One of, yeah.
I mean, Devonta Adams has been number 1 for about at least the last 3 years. Because it was always him or Hopkins, but then Hopkins started getting kind of hurt. He got traded, You
got a baseball player as a quarterback.
Yeah, and so...
Yeah, just wait till we get to Kyler, too. Oh, God.
And so, I think it's a coin flip. It could go either way.
Yeah, it could.
For Chargers or Raiders Nation. I mean, they're both going to be very, very good, and I wouldn't want to face them. Fuck that. No. All right, so our next division here. Ooh.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh yeah. NFC East.
Cowboys win 13. They win the division. It's simple.
Hold on. I'll fight you on that one. I will fight you on that one.
Well, the Cowboys will do what they do every year. They will win the division and lose the first round.
The New York Giants, 4th place team.
Absolutely.
4th place team.
Without a doubt. Daniel Jones sucks.
Yeah. Washington will be 3rd. Carson Wentz washed. I don't think...
Well, I'm hammering him to be the comeback player of the year.
Dallas is in 2nd. Philadelphia's in first. It's
Philly does
Jalen.
have a good chance, but
It's
they have to beat
Jalen
Dallas.
Hurt season. Miles Sanders is gonna be healthy. You're gonna have Devonta Smith and AJ Brown on the same team. Jalen Hurts has every advantage, and they have a decent defense this year. Better than Dak Prescott. They lost Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb drops everything. Michael Gallup can't stay healthy.
I think Philly, the way Philly wins the division is if they can beat Dallas. That's been their problem. That was a problem last year.
Yeah.
Can they beat Dallas?
I think they can this year. I mean, the only wall you really run into with Dallas is their defense. Their defense was fantastic last year.
Yeah.
But now
Until they
you
play
add
tonight.
another superstar wide receiver in AJ Brown. And with how well Jalen Hurts has played, I think they get it done. Zeke is a shell of himself. I don't think he's that good anymore.
They're not using him either.
They're
right
not
way.
using him the right way.
They have a
Tony
good running
Pollard
back.
played better than Zeke last year.
They have a nice running back room.
They
where
sure
you
do.
can-
Tony
just like
Pollard is
Kareem
just as good as Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, I mean statistically, but it's like Zeke, just run it straight through the middle. Just run.
That's
Bulldozer people.
what you got drafted
and then Tony
for.
Pollard
He's your crafty
is
guy.
great at catching.
He's also
great at catching.
He's also the guy who can break ankles when he's running. Like, I saw Tony Pollard do so many runs last year where he just slipped out of people's grasp. He's fast. He's clean. His moves are precise. But I just don't think that this Dallas offense can hold up to a Philadelphia Eagles offense this year. I think Philly
What helps
overall has a better core.
What helps for Philly is they open the season next week with Detroit.
It's a good
And then they
confidence game.
They play Jacksonville at home, Pittsburgh at home,
Okay.
and on the road at Houston.
Should be a good.
Those are
it should be
those
a
are four non-divisional games that are winnable.
Yeah. Agreed.
Absolutely winnable. Green Bay is going to be a tough one, but that's at home. Tennessee's at home. They go to Chicago. That should be another easy win.
No, maybe. I have some things to say about Chicago today.
Justin Fields isn't a quarterback.
Hey, whoa! I've heard some rumblings. I've heard some things. We'll get to that when we get to the North. But I think it's Philly's division to lose.
Yeah. Well, no. It's Dallas' division to lose.
I
It's
don't
Philly's
think so.
division to take.
I don't think so.
Well, they won last year. They've won the last, couple of years?
I mean,
It's theirs to lose and Philly's to take.
at least the last, when did Philly win the Super Bowl? About 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
51, whatever number we're on. I don't even know what year it is.
I just know that Big Dick Nick took him and beat the Patriots. So, let's see. Next is the NFC North.
Oh boy.
Detroit, I hate to say it, they're last place.
I will be floored if they win more than 6.
The crazy thing is,
Open it up.
I saw people drafting, what's his name? DeAndre Swift.
Hawkinsock. Oh, yeah, that one blew my mind.
People were drafting DeAndre Swift high in drafts this year for
Hell
fantasy,
yeah, they were.
and I do not understand it because he hasn't been as good as Jonathan Taylor. Nowhere near as good.
I think you were taken in the 3rd round in mine.
And then they have their wide receiver that came alive at the last half of last year. Hawkinson has, comparisons to Gronk, prime Gronk, hasn't
He is really
lived
good.
up. I mean, he's good, but he hasn't lived up to his hype yet. Jared Goff was not terrible. I mean, he can only do so much with an offensive line that lets defenses basically come through for free.
Well, I mean, when you had your rookie lineman that was drafted, what, 10th or 8th, whatever Penei
Hmm.
Sewell was drafted, when he was your best lineman as a rookie, like, you got some problems.
I mean, he was the best lineman in the class, and he
Oh, absolutely.
proved it. Dude's an absolute savage. But I
I
don't.
mean, Hawkinson was good.
I
61 catches, 583 yards, 4 touchdowns.
it's decent.
It's not that bad for having Jared Goff as your quarterback.
Jared Goff took his team to a Super Bowl when he was on the Rams.
Yeah, barely.
The dude played like an MVP that year.
And then the year prior, he had 67 for 723 and 6.
Because the year that
It was
they
about the
went to
same.
the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure was the year that the Rams and the Chiefs won on that shootout on Monday night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like I don't think Jared Goff is a bad quarterback.
I
Like
do.
it's the fact of, you know, they're in the league for a reason. They're better than you and me. But here's
Well,
the
he's also
thing.
got about a foot taller than me and about
Right.
150 pounds.
So here's another thing too. It's like just the Lions didn't have a good O line last year, and that's just what it comes down to. I think if you put a
Well,
decent O line in front of him, they've got the weapons. They've got, they have talent on that team, and they have the head coach to kind of motivate them because I don't think I've ever seen a coach care so much as Dan Campbell. And
outside of Mike
all
Vrabel.
I dude, even more than him. I see a lot of Dan Campbell little snippets on the internet, and that dude just such a different from Matt Patricia, so
Yeah.
different, just hands down, crazy different dynamic.
Yeah, and I mean the other problem is with the Lions, their D line is just atrocious. When
Yeah.
when there's no pressure on the quarterback, you could have I've always said it, you could take that Legion of Boom from Seattle when they were winning Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
You could put them out there with that D line and they get torched every single week because they can only cover for so long. I could stand in the pocket and actually probably make a pass and get the ball off because there's no pressure.
Right.
It doesn't matter how good your secondary is if there's no pressure.
Exactly, and that's like again, like I said, right? Like you just said it yourself, because their defense is so bad and the old lines are pretty decent. You can get a pass off, and that's what it comes down to, right? You're only really as good as your O line.
Yeah, you got to win the trenches.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're gonna
They
lose.
weren't doing that.
And Jared Goff got lit up a lot last year. He got hit a lot. So you put a decent O line on him, they're gonna be fine. But we'll see. The next team, third, Bears.
Chicago
The
Bears.
Bears. Um,
'Cause
there
they
are
don't
there are
quarterback.
stirrings that I'm pretty sure Matt Nagy's gone, which good should be, never should be a head coach again. Dude didn't give a fuck. He basically told his O line in Fields' debut to not block.
That's good.
Like there were rumors that was the thing, because he wanted Justin Fields to look terrible.
Well,
And
it's because he's a
Justin
college
Fields
quarterback.
Justin Fields got thrown in a very shitty position last year. Let's be honest.
Well, the Bears weren't very good, so
No, they made some things. They got N'Keal Harry, signed Byron Pringle, signed Dante Pettis, Tajay Sharp. They just
I just don't. I don't think Justin Fields is an NFL quarterback. I think there's some quarterbacks that just excel in college,
yeah.
but their game just doesn't translate to the NFL.
It's a different dynamic. It really is.
Yeah.
But I'm not holding out hope yet. It's year 2. We'll see how he comes out the gate. RG3 has actually been in his camp a lot this year, trying to help him like not make the same mistakes that he did, because RG3 is a pretty knowledgeable dude.
Yeah.
And
Until I don't know if you heard his call from yesterday's Michigan game or not, but he needs to work on his commentary.
Probably. But
That was funny.
football wise, when he's on NFL Network and shit talking about stuff, dude's very smart, very book
Yeah.
smart, and he knows that he handled his situations wrong. Yes, Washington handled him very bad, very bad.
I mean,
but I
we
think it
tear
was
both ACLs.
I think both, though it was on both sides. I've also heard that RG3 was like, "Fuck this playbook. I'm gonna do my own thing in year 2." So
That's good.
it's
That's how a team should be ran.
right, and it's a little bit on both, right? But RG3 has been helping Justin Fields in this offseason from what I've seen, and he's very high on him this year, and we'll see. I really want Justin Fields to actually pan out because Chicago, they run deep with that team. They've been bad for a while, especially double doinkers in the playoffs. But that
I can't stand Ohio State, so
then,
I don't want him to do well.
That's true. That's fair. You're having Minnesota come in second. It's
Yeah, I do. I hate Kirk Cousins too. There's a lot of quarterbacks I just don't like.
He's literally the most average dude. I saw a TikTok
He's
where
just there.
Jalen Ragnar came into the locker room and was like, "Oh, Justin, what's up, buddy?" He's like, how's it feel to be the number 2 wide receiver on the team now? We'll see how Ragnar does in a different situation. Again, Philly got the guys they wanted and shipped out everybody that like their fans hated. Nobody liked Jalen Ragnar. Nobody liked the Whiteside kid that they had. So, and it's just, you have Dalvin Cook, amazing running back when he's healthy. But then you also have Alexander Madison as your backup, who's been great. Statistically, been as good or better than Dalvin. Dude's going to end up on a team being running back 1 next year. It's just going to happen. He's not going to sign a big deal to stay the backup. That's stupid. But, again, Minnesota just... They don't get better. They stay the same. That's all they've ever done. And it's weird. Like, Kirk Cousins is the most average guy. He's going to win you half your games. He's going to win you half your games. That's about it. And then...
He's just so bad.
And then... Green Bay Packers are going to be the...
They win 14. They get the number 1 seed, just like every year.
And then they're going to lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah, exactly. Like...
Pick a team, any team, throw a dart at a dartboard. They are going to lose at home.
The division isn't ever going to change until Aaron Rodgers retires. And it could be, like, I don't think he finishes out the 3-year deal.
No, you will.
I don't know.
He's going to finish the 3-year deal.
He really hates playing football now. He really hates it.
Well, when you make a lot of money... and you don't have to play anymore.
Yeah.
Why play?
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to live in Green Bay. That's my problem.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
It's such a small town and so cold.
Yeah.
So cold.
That division hasn't changed in the last 6 years. It's
6.
drastically been the same. It's been the same in the standings. Ever since Kirk. Ever since Kirk got to Minnesota, they've kind of bumped up, into second. But
no, I think it's been the same for the last 10 years.
It's just no one can beat Aaron Rodgers in the regular season.
Can't.
In the regular season, they can't. In the playoffs, they can.
Man, ask Jimmy G. He's done it twice.
Yeah. This next division's gonna be a little weird. So we're gonna go to the NFC South. I think the Falcons get last place. Marcus Mariota, don't know how well he's really going to play.
I really should never have bought his jersey on draft day.
He shouldn't have. They got Desmond Ridder in the draft.
I can't stand Desmond Ridder. He went to Cincinnati, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get all that that hype. Oh, this team's so good. This team's so good, and they get throttled
Yeah.
by Alabama, a real college football team.
Yep.
And then his draft stock just kept going up.
Mm-hmm.
And he played really good against Alabama.
And the crazy thing is, I believe he was the second quarterback taken. I'm pretty sure he was, because Atlanta took him in like the fourth or third, and then it went the other guy in Carolina, and then it went Malik. I'm pretty sure. Because Sam Howell went early-ish.
Yeah, Pickett went first.
Because I know Malik fell hard. And he was supposed to be the best quarterback in the draft. And I don't understand how his stock fell so far. Don't understand it. But yeah, this
Really dumb way to have a website ran.
This Falcons team didn't do a whole lot.
He was second.
Yeah. They re-signed probably the best player on their team, Cordell Patterson.
They still have Kyle Pitts.
They have Kyle Pitts, and then they got Drake London.
Well, the problem with having good receivers is you need a quarterback to get them the ball.
And I'm hoping Mariota has a bounce back year.
So am I. As an Oregon fan, of course I want him to do well.
Right.
But
I
don't know. I think Las Vegas used him wrong last year just by putting him in a goal line, situations.
Yeah.
That just screamed, "We're running the ball."
That's true.
They didn't let him throw it. So whenever he came in, it was just they're running. Just you have a 50-50 on what way they're going.
Exactly, and that's all he did. Was he ran the option or something?
It was an option every single time.
Probably my favorite signing that they did was Koo. Signed him to a 5-year deal.
Good, third best kicker in the league.
Yeah. Did you say third best? All right, good, because nobody's replacing the king.
No one's replacing Justin Tucker until he retires.
I don't think nobody can replace. I think Justin Tucker is the best kicker to ever step on a field.
He's getting there. Vinatieri still up there.
It was him and the other guy. There was one.
Yeah.
There was another kicker who was just as good. Fuck, what was it? I don't know. It'll come to me.
The only
later.
difference between Tucker and Vinatieri is nobody has made more clutch kicks than Vinatieri.
Right. Tucker just hits 50 bomb nukes.
Great for my fantasy team.
Exactly. In third place is going to be the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I don't think LASIK Jameis is going to make a difference.
I did
coming
have
off an ACL.
I mean, you have Jameis and Andy Dalton, good old Red Rifle.
Is that where he ended up?
That's what it says right here.
Oh, jeez.
So you also have
Well,
Jarvis
he's better than Ian
Landry.
Book, so.
They also got Jarvis. You have Michael Thomas coming back from injury. Also in that conversation for best wideout in the league, because Michael Thomas is gross.
Is he actually going to play this year, or is he just going to twiddle his thumbs again like he did last year?
I think he is.
Because did he even play at all last year?
No.
Exactly. Now, what's that
also
guy's first name?
signed
Callaway. Is it Michael?
Yeah,
Michael Callaway?
Their other wide
That
receiver.
kid's going to be good.
He is. And they also signed Tyrann Mathieu to a 3-year deal. So, I mean, they're going to be decent, but I just don't think it's enough to get second.
No.
And second place is going to be the Baker Mayfield-led Panthers, because CMC's going to be healthy, DJ Moore's going to be gross, and Robbie Anderson's going to be gross. Baker's going to have all the success this year. He's going to
play defense.
He's going to destroy Cleveland week 1.
Oh, hammer that. Hammer the over. Hammer Baker over 250 yards. Just
Baker's going to throw for 400 yards.
Okay, see, now that's out of pocket.
Three tuggies, CMC's gonna run for about
If he has
a
400 yards, I hope he has more than 3 touchdowns.
He's gonna CMC's gonna run for a 150. Oh, it's just gonna be a massacre. And then first place in the division, nobody's beating Tampa.
Tampa Brady.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay.
I mean, they're
Even
probably
without Gronk.
yeah they're losing Gronk, but that's fine. They've got a young kid over there anyway. I'm pretty sure they still have Cameron Brate.
They still have OJ Howard.
OJ Howard got released by the Bills the other day. Yeah.
Oh, by the Bills. Ouchie.
So you have
He couldn't catch the ball anyway, so.
Giovanni Bernard, Leonard Fournette re-signing deals for him. Played very well last year. They got Russell Gage. Chris Godwin received his franchise tag. They got Julio Jones. They have Mike Evans. They got Kyle Rudolph. Got Shaq Mason. Brian Jensen. They went out and they made moves. Carlton Davis re-signed a 3-year deal. Keanu Neal signed there. This team, Logan Ryan, this team is great. It's great. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever.
That's true.
He's the greatest quarterback ever.
Shout out to Michigan.
And he's gonna, you have 3 number 1 receivers on your team. 3. Julio Jones is gonna have another career year. All 3 of them are gonna go insane.
Who needs Gronk when you have Kyle Rudolph?
Kyle Rudolph's good.
I know. I have to
Younger. But I just
the only problem I have I don't want to stop Hog. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you.
if Tampa doesn't win it this year,
See, my one problem is Bruce Arians is not the leader of that team right now.
no,
He's no longer there.
He's
That's
no longer
the
there.
one kick.
But
That's the one
here's the
kick.
thing. Here's the thing. Lovie Smith is gonna make a name for himself again. Because that's who's there. I'm pretty sure it's Lovie Smith.
No. It's Todd Bowles. He's the head coach.
Oh yeah. Lovie Smith is on the. I'm pretty sure he's on their coaching staff though. I thought I saw his name recently. I don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be just fine. This team's got too many stars to not be good.
Yeah, they're nasty. They're gonna win probably 12-13.
Bro, they really have enough to win the whole thing this year. They really do.
Oh, absolutely.
And I never count out Tom Brady. Just it's stupid.
Well, you
to.
shouldn't.
It's stupid too.
Because you count him out and he'll throw for 5,000 again. 60 touchdowns.
Exactly.
For fun.
Exactly.
He's literally willing to mess his marriage up for football.
Yeah, he is.
Although I think it's a little dramatized by the media, but
That he went on vacation. Yeah, at the start of the season.
hell yeah, who doesn't do that?
Right.
I always need a good vacation 2 days into my work season.
Yeah. So let's kick it over to the NFC West. Seahawks are 4th place. I hate to say it.
They won't win 5 games.
They will win 5 games. That's it, though.
At least you're honest.
That's it. Coming into this year, you lose out on Russell Wilson. You got all those picks back, right? They had a great draft. Hopefully Kenneth Walker can get back from a sports hernia, and hopefully he can prove some things. I don't know. Rashad Penny needs to have he needs to have his last 6 games of last year, transfer over to this year for them to be good. They re-signed DK, but here's the thing with Tyler Lockett and stuff. Tyler Lockett now loses a lot of his capital in anything because he doesn't have Russ thrown to him, and Russ always put the ball in the right place for him to go up and get it. They got Noah Fant, Will Dissly.
Have quarterback to get the receivers the ball.
They just-
That's where the problem lies.
I mean, Drew Lock assumed to be from their Twitter when they got him, basically was QB1 all off season long, and then he got to the preseason, Geno Smith is starting week 1. I don't understand it. It's not that great.
Is he actually?
He is. Drew Lock.
Oh, jeez.
Drew Lock will take over probably
Drew
after
Lock
week
had
2.
the key to the city of Seattle handed to him, and he
Right?
blew it.
Right?
And he blew it. Oh, that hurts. That hurts the ego.
So they re-signed DK and Rashad Penny, re-signed Will Dissly to a 3-year deal like that. Their draft, super great. They got Shelby Harris in that. Al Woods re-signed. Quentin Jefferson is back. They could bring Justin Coleman back. They re-signed Sidney Jones and Quandre Diggs. Good signings. They're not good. And they're going to get a top 5 pick next year. They're going to go after one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. Everything's going to reset and be hunky-dory again because DK is going to get balls thrown to him better than before.
I believe next year's QB class should be a lot better.
It should be. You know, the Seahawks had a lot of drama going into the offseason as well. Trading Russell Wilson, DFAing or cutting Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
Like, they did a lot of things that weren't great in my book, especially to legends of the franchise that have been your staple of the team for 10 years now. Like, it's been Russ and Bobby's team, and you guys just threw them away like they were nothing.
Yeah.
So, I just don't think the team chemistry's there. Pete Carroll needs to go. He's not cut for this league anymore. They're just not a good team. And then you're going to go to a third-place team here, and I think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I do not believe in Trey Lance.
Neither do I.
I still think it's stupid that you're starting him this year because you didn't trade Jimmy Garoppolo. You restructured his contract to be the second or the highest paid backup in the league when, hey, Jimmy G has took you guys deep into the playoffs twice. 3 times maybe. Took you to a Super Bowl. Almost won. Like, I don't know what we're fucking doing here. Trey Lance is the same thing Carson Wentz was.
I was going to say that.
You don't have a sample size. He came from a fucking small school that doesn't play anybody significant.
No, I just don't believe in FCS schools being good. Because you put them, have North Dakota State with Carson Wentz or Trey Lance when they were winning 4 in a row. Yeah. I want to see them against Alabama. I want to see them against Georgia, Ohio State. Throw them, even they would probably beat like a team in the MAC or Mountain West, but put them against the SEC school, top 5.
Not gonna fucking win.
Florida.
They're not gonna win.
No,
it's just I don't understand why he was drafted so high.
It's literally like last night's Notre Dame Ohio State game. Notre Dame had no business keeping that close at all.
Right, and I'm looking at their off-season stuff. They really didn't do anything. That's one of the big things. San Francisco didn't do shit. Just doesn't matter.
Well, with Dr. Disrespect, that was kind of cool though.
I mean, yeah, that's dope, right? But they didn't do anything. They basically said, "Hey, Jimmy, we're done with you. Bye." And they did the exact same thing as Cleveland did to Baker. But
they kept Jimmy.
They kept Jimmy, but it's also like the fans like Jimmy.
The problem, this is like you broke up with your girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And you still live in the same house, but now you have a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Living with you.
Yeah, it's a good analogy.
But the old one's still there.
Right, it's a good analogy because it's like I just don't see they're gonna win more games. They're gonna win more games than Seattle is. They still have Debo. They have Brandon Ayuk, who could actually have a breakout year, and you have George Kittle, second best tight end in the league. They don't have Robert Mostert, but they also still have a pretty deep running back room, though.
They do.
Debo's gonna lead the front.
Mostert was so good in fantasy because he just gets
to
the game.
He sure would. In second place in the division, it's gonna be Arizona.
Yeah, led by a baseball player.
So here's the thing, right? They're gonna be great until halfway through the season, and then they're gonna fall off like they do every year.
No, they're gonna win the
because
first four.
people read Kyler Murray. It's just what happens.
Well. Now here's what's gonna happen. Now Call of Duty comes out.
October 28th.
Is that what it is? I thought.
Yeah, it's 2 days before my birthday. So.
Okay. You said 28th?
It's the 28th.
Okay, so they're gonna go 7-0. Right? They're gonna win the first 7. That includes beating the Rams at home, on the road at Carolina, and at home against Kansas City. They're gonna win all 7. The second Call of Duty comes out, they're gonna fucking tank.
Oh, dude, like it's just so.
Except for that Seattle.
Well,
game.
here's the tough part. Here's the one thing that really fucks him over is DeAndre Hopkins is suspended.
That's true.
That's the big question marks on this team. Because
and JJ Watt staying healthy.
True. So you signed James Conner back. Great deal because he really proved last year he still got it. Darrell Williams isn't bad. They got Marquise Brown. They re-signed AJ Green and Zach Ertz. I think this is Zach Ertz' last season. And AJ Green has just trying to stay relevant because he's not what he used to be.
That back half of their schedule sucks too.
Yeah, they really didn't
the Rams on the road. They played the Chargers and New England.
Yeah,
they go to Denver. They play Tampa at home. They actually have a pretty tough back half when COD comes out.
Yeah, Marquise or Hollywood Brown being his only real target is gonna be tough.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. I mean, Zach Ertz will be open.
They still have a decent defense though. That's what's gonna keep them in the games.
Oh, of course. And Budda Baker is one of the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
Washington breeds defensive players, and they're all good. Most of them are good.
Debatable.
Most of Marcus Peters. Excuse me, Budda Baker.
What is Washington?
Taylor Rapp. Excuse me.
They're a Pac-8 school. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I should have waited to say that until Oregon actually joined the Big Ten.
I hope Washington stomps Oregon.
I hope so too.
Bitch.
They didn't see that coming, did you? How the turns tabled.
Got him. Okay. So first place team, and my number 2 for a Super Bowl again would be the Los Angeles Rams.
Stafford.
They gave Stafford a huge deal. They gave Cooper
So did
Kupp.
AT&T.
They got Allen Robinson. Like, they're gonna be good. Allen Robinson's gonna have a career year.
Well, when you have a quarterback like Stafford who just slings the ball everywhere.
Yeah. They got. Yeah, Aaron Donald restructured his deal, didn't retire, fucking awesome, and then they picked up Bobby Wagner, who's going to be a menace.
Oh yeah,
a menace. They got Troy Hill from Cleveland, not a bad player. They just have everything in front of them to win this division and they're going to be the third best team in the NFC because when come playoff time, Green Bay is going to be number 1, Tampa Bay is going to be number 2, and LA is going to be number 3. My favorite, so we'll go into favorites to win now because we just wrapped up those.
I'm taking Tampa. The NFL scripted.
Tampa is going to win if Matthew Stafford doesn't beat them.
Did you see him in the playoffs last? Oh, they almost beat him last year.
I mean, Cooper Kupp came alive.
Tampa just fell apart.
Yeah, they did.
They fell apart at the seams.
They
the
did.
Fourth quarter of that game.
They did, but I mean, you can't count out Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is the best receiver technically in the league right now. He is number 1, unanimous, because of that season he had last year.
Yeah.
And But again, you're going up against a four-headed monster in Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay just has everything to win this year.
With Timothy Brady.
Oh, dude. Like, just to ride out in the sunset, really. Because Tom Brady is done after this year.
Yeah.
Giselle will leave him most likely if he doesn't retire. But at 45, it's going to be insane to see. I really hope Tom Brady rides out into the sunset with a win, but I wouldn't be mad if LA wins. And then on my opposite side, I have the Bills being in the Super Bowl if Cincinnati's the number 2.
So I'm going to just take hot takes here. I agree with you on Tampa.
Okay.
Because I don't believe in the Packers. I really don't. They play a Mickey Mouse schedule. Dallas is
Aaron
crumble
Rodgers.
like they do every year.
They lost Devonta Adams too. Like that's tough. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a safety blanket anymore.
No, he doesn't. They play a Mickey Mouse schedule. If I'm being honest,
They
Dallas
do every year.
Tim the Tatman is their biggest fan, and they are cursed for life.
Yeah.
Philly, I don't think Philly can do it.
I think Philly's maybe a couple years, maybe 2 years out from being solidified, but I do think Jalen Hurts is going to make wonders for that team.
Yeah, in a few years, but this year specifically, I don't. It's not their time yet. It's like the Orioles and baseball.
It's just
not their time yet.
At the end of the season, you're going to see the 3 best teams in the NFC be Green Bay number 1, Tampa Bay number 2, LA Rams number 3, and shit. It could be flip flopped between any single one of those because again, the Packers lost a lot of firepower.
But they still play in the NFC North, so that's 8
true.
wins right there.
That's true, but
or 6. Sorry. Quick.
You got to look out for Minnesota. Maybe winning one game against them this year. One game.
They'll lose one stupid game like they did last year. Last game of the year where they pulled Aaron Rodgers and let Jordan Love be the quarterback, and they lost that game to the Lions.
Biggest mistake drafting him.
Well, everyone thought that was a big mistake drafting Rodgers with Favre still there. So
yeah, well, Jordan Love hasn't proved anything when stepping on the field.
Neither did Rodgers before they let him play.
I don't know.
You can't have him make his first start in Kansas City. You just can't do that.
Your mom and whatever is sitting in the top fucking row.
That's great.
That was so
I like
funny.
that. That was funny.
That was so funny.
Here's some free. We secured you some tickets. Where are they? 600
Nosebleeds.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, whoever comes out in the AFC West will be the 3rd best team.
Yep, but I think the Chargers are gonna win.
That's win the whole thing.
They're gonna win the AFC.
That's tough because
they will go into Buffalo and beat the Bills.
You heard it here first. You heard it here
On
first.
September 4th.
And when this man is wrong, he's going to publicly apologize.
No, I won't.
I won't apologize. Unless our fans call you out on it.
I will not apologize for it.
But it's just the 3 best teams are going to be Bills, Bengals, whoever comes out of the AFC West, and then you're going to have Green Bay, Tampa, or LA. It's just you don't see any other story.
Tampa in the Super Bowl. I probably just cursed them, but
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Buffalo's going to go to the Super Bowl. Speaking of me being a curse, Buffalo's going to go to the Super Bowl.
Josh Allen's going to make you right.
He's going to win MVP.
He has a good chance to this year.
I'll lock it in. I'll put the bet in right now.
Dude, he actually has a great chance to. It's fantastic.
Not until once I put fun coupons on it, he doesn't.
Don't do that to him. Don't you dare.
That's why Utah lost last night. And Ohio State didn't cover.
So is that, you think, all that we need to cover?
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed today's episode and you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and leave a like and leave a comment down in the comment section below. Tell us what you think your picks will be. Tell us your highs, tell us your lows. Who's your favorite to go to the playoffs or to the Super Bowl this year? if you listen on Spotify, hit the show up on Twitter, and then we can reply on there, have some conversations, have a good time. But anyway, guys, this has been fun. Football season is back. Don't think we'll have a baseball episode this week. Not a lot has happened. So, anyway, till next time, we will see you guys later.